I was raised in a Christian family, and then graduating high school, I went to college and moved away from my family. So it was a little different being on my own. I was good. I went to church for the first year, and then somewhere in between, gradually it just sort of started to go less. I still read the Bible, I still prayed, still believed in God, but just gradually going to church just sort of dissipated. And then 3 years later, I found myself about to graduate college. My family was there, and everything had gone well for me. I'd done well in school, but then something was missing, and I didn't know what to do with the rest of my life. I initially started doing pre-med, and I graduated, and I realized that there just wasn't for me. So my mom said, why don't you just do your master's in the meantime, just do something till you figure out what you want to do. So I did that, and I went home. I stayed at home while I was doing my master's. So now I'm home from my master's, and being back home was just a blessing for me. I started going back to church, obviously. My dad ratted on my door. It was like, wake up, time to stop school. So I started going back to church all the time. I got involved again. I was the music director. I was involved in AY, and that was the part of my life that was missing. That was the part of my life that I needed. And so the more I got involved back in church, the more my relationship with God grew. And I realized that prior to that, I didn't really have a relationship with Him. Because I was taught this way my whole life, I just went to church because. I went to church because my friends were there. I went to church because my parents took me. So now that my relationship was growing and I was trusting God more, I realized that was when my faith began to really become tested. My thesis advisor and I, we clashed a lot. And he was an atheist, and I was an Adventist, and I had to leave early on Fridays sometimes, and that would be a problem for him. And he would poke fun at my belief, and it was a really challenging experience for me to not become overly defensive and to show the love of Christ in that environment. I wasn't sure if I was going to graduate with my master's. I wasn't sure if he was going to sign off that paper. He held it for a while, actually, until the last moment possible, and then he signed off on it, and I knew that was nothing to do with me. It was just all God, and He had a plan for my life. So I applied for a PhD program at the University of Florida, and I prayed and I asked God to close all the other doors, because I don't want to be confused as to what your plan is for my life. And every other door possible was shut. Only the UF door was open. And so now I'm at UF doing my PhD in molecular cell biology, and I don't see myself here as obtaining a degree. I see myself here as a growing experience for God to use me, and He has. I came here and became involved in the Adventist campus ministry, and that has just been a powerhouse of blessings. Essentially, my trust and my dependency on God has never been so strong. I've never had this kind of relationship with Him ever before in my life, and it's really just has turned my life around, where there's no need for me to worry about things. If things are stripped from me, I still won't worry, because I know that whatever occurs in my life, that's what God has in store for me. It's what He has for me to build my character so that I can serve Him. So I just want to share a quick text with you all, Isaiah 43. But now thus saith the Lord that created thee, O Jacob, and He that formed thee, O Israel, fear not, for I have redeemed thee. I have called thee by thy name, thou art mine. When thou passest through the waters, I will be with thee, and through the rivers, they shall not overflow thee. When thou walkest through the fire, thou shalt not be burned, neither shall the flame kindle upon thee. For I am the Lord thy God, the Holy One of Israel, thy Savior. I gave Egypt for thy ransom, Ethiopia and Seba for thee. Since thou wast precious in my sight, thou hast been honorable, and have loved thee, and I have loved thee. Therefore will I give men for thee, and people for thy life. And this text I know that God is going to be by my side through everything. And that's my encouragement for everyone out there. Whether you feel that your testimony is something huge that happened in your life, or you just see the everyday blessings that God has done for you, you just know that He is by your side, that He loves you, He cares for you, and He wants you to be in His kingdom when He comes.